Hi friends, good day. Today we'll be learning accounting treatment of branch accounts under debtor method. I told you last class generally they will be opening only one account called as branch account they open. Ledger format is very simple. The ledger format is very simple. Having said, I'll be briefly giving you the format for you to have a clarity. You start with to balance brought down. Opening balance of assets like branch stock. And please remember this account you're opening in the books of head office. To balance brought down branch stock. This is opening balances. Branch debtors. If branch is allowed to sell goods on credit, then you will be having branch debtors. And you can take an example. What are the assets of branch? What are the assets of branch generally? Furniture. You can go to any supermarket, or you may be having computer, swiping machine. This all that's it, furniture. So in branch generally building, if it is taken on rent, or air condition, air cooler, what these are the assets, branch furniture. And if there is any prepaid expenses, it is an asset. So here for you to have a clarity, I'm writing opening balances of assets. Opening balance of assets. And immediately credit side, you remember, buy balance brought down, this is opening balance of liabilities. If branch is allowed to purchase goods on credit basis, I told you in the last class, very rarest rare cases this will happen. Branch creditors. Branch creditors, this is if branch is allowed to purchase the goods on credit basis. Then outstanding expenses like outstanding salary, etc. So this is opening balances of branch liabilities. Okay. So this is clear. Then immediately you remember, for you to easily remember, the opening balance will appear on the closing side as a closing balance. Closing assets will appear on the credit side, no, same thing. Buy balance carry down. Buy balance carry down. Branch stock. Branch debtors. branch furniture, prepaid expenses, sometimes we'll be having petty cash opening, but we discussed that on here. Also can add one more thing. Petty cash. Okay, we discuss that later on. So these are nothing but closing balances of branch assets. Okay. Now same the opening balance of liabilities will come to the other side. To balance carry down. Branch creditors. Outstanding expenses. They are nothing but closing branch liabilities. Clear to all of you? So if you look at it, there are some more items. The logic is that this is opening assets minus this is closing assets, no? Opening assets minus opening assets and closing assets. We can say assets minus liabilities is equal to capital, no? You look at it. Assets minus liabilities, opening capital. Assets minus liabilities, closing capital. Closing capital, opening capital. Closing capital, opening capital. Closing capital is more than opening capital profit. Opening capital is more loss. Simple logic, am I right? Just to explain the concept I am telling you. Opening assets 100. Opening assets say 200. Opening liabilities say 100. Closing assets say 400. Closing liabilities say 200. Now opening assets minus opening liability. Opening capital. Closing assets minus closing liability. Closing capital minus opening capital. Profit, no? Or 400 plus 100, 500. 500 minus 400, 500 rupees, 100 rupees profit. Closing capital, closing assets minus closing liability, closing capital. Opening assets minus opening capital. Opening liability, opening capital, closing capital minus opening capital is profit. The logic I am trying to explain. You don't find this in the books. So this is what the reason how they try to find out. Now first and for most important thing, transfer of all assets to branch account. Branch assets, transfer of all opening branch liabilities to branch account. So this can be put up, we can keep it as a first item. Second item, for us to remember, I am telling you, this will become third, this will become fourth. Easily to remember. I'm not asking you to note down this, but these 4 points is first and foremost important things. Then after that we'll be having some postings. What are those postings, sir? To goods sent to branch. like consignment account data to goods sent on consignment to goods sent to branch. So yes, straight away I'm explaining the problem, assuming that the head office is sending goods to branch at invoice price. Goods sent to branch. Then next, to cash or bank. That is, branch expenses will be met by head office. So that is why cash or bank brackets branch expenses. Who is paying branch expenses? Head office. Now, petty cash, I have told you, no, petty cash under Impress system. Suppose if it is Impress system, petty cash, opening balance petty cash and closing balance petty cash will be the same. Then in such case, expenses reimbursed will be written here. To petty cash, I'll be giving note on this later on. Okay. Then come back to credit side. When goods has been sent to branch, sometimes you may have by goods sent to branch returns also. Returns by branch. And generally in this method, goods have been sent by head office, expenses related to branch is made by paid by head office. Only for petty expenses, generally the branch will be having some money with them. It is just like a petty cash. You know, you learned in 3-column cash book, petty cash. In cash book chapter, petty cash. That can be impressed amount or non-impressed. Impressed means a fixed float will be maintained. Okay. So by goods sent to branch returns, then we write by cash or bank. That means in the books of head office, they are getting the money back from whom? Head office. This is what is called as remittance. Remittance from branch. Okay. Then comes the loading effect. So I told you when they are sending the goods, this can be at invoice price. So opening stock can be at invoice price. Goods sent to branch can be at invoice price. Goods sent to branch is returns is also at invoice price. Then we'll be also having closing stock at invoice price. So please remember where you will be having invoice price. Opening stock, closing stock, goods sent to branch, goods returned by branch. Like consignment, openings, we haven't done any problems more on opening stock consignment. But you have learned goods sent on consignment, loading effect, unsold stock, loading effect. Here we are having one more item, goods returned by branch, loading effect, opening stock, loading effect. So that loading effect, you know that opening stock of loading effect will appear on the credit side. This is what is called as, here I am writing by stock reserve. Loading on opening stock. And here you write to stock reserve. Go in a sequence. Be easy. Loading on opening stock. I need not tell you about, you learn in consignment, number of classes you learn. By goods sent to branch, goods sent to branch, loading. Loading. Here. To goods sent to branch. To goods sent to branch, loading. Then to stock reserve. This is for returns loading. Loading on returns. To stock reserve. Loading on closing stock. Come on, with the red pen I've written. Loading on opening stock debit side, loading is credit side. Goods sent to branch debit side, loading is credit side. Goods returned by branch credit side, loading is debit side. Stock is closing stock credit side, loading effect is debit side. Now, if credit side is more, you'll be getting profit. This profit is transferred to general P&L account. Profit of branch by general P&L account. Loss of branch. Loss of branch. Clear to all of you? Now sometimes what happened, note, sometimes branch debtors account need to be opened find out. Sometimes branch debtors account need to be opened to find out opening, find out opening balance or closing balance. And similarly, branch stock account is needed to be opened for finding out missing information like opening stock or closing stock or shortage or surplus of stock. This we will be discussing when we work out the problems. Okay, and the pro forma is we have to open. Please remember, we will be using the term memorandum debtors account. Why memorandum? It's temporary. The debtors account format you all are aware. To balance brought down, to credit sales, why sales return, Buy cash or bank. Buy discount allowed. Buy bad debts. Buy bad debts. Buy balance carried on. This is debtors. Now I'm also using the term memorandum stock account while explaining single entry insurance claims. I told you the difference between uh, trading account and stock account. Stock account, everything is at cost price. In department accounts also we'll learn two balance brought down. All inflows to branch will be recorded here. All outflows of branch will be recorded on the credit side. So goods sent to branch. Inflows to branch will be debited. Outflows. Shall I use GSP, goods sent to branch, brackets returns. Then buy cash sales. Then buy branch debtors. Trade sales. By normal loss. I'll tell you, in consignment we have learned normal loss, no entry, sir, but then why you are writing? We discuss that later on at appropriate stage. I'll explain that. For the time being, just you remember the formula. By abnormal loss. And sorry, just a minute. I write by balance carried on also. By balance carried on. Anything can be missing information. So this is the format of which one? Memorandum stock account. So we may be having any information relating to opening balance or closing balance. So regarding this, I wish to give you some important points for you to remember while preparing this. I would like to discuss, dictate this. I think you can take a note of it. Take a notebook. I have told you. I'll be dictating. You can copy down stuff. Right, me writing on the screen. Note down. The following transactions are not to be recorded in the branch account. The following transactions are not to be recorded in the branch account. Point number one. The petty expenses paid by the branch manager out of petty cash book balance. The petty cash expenses paid by the branch manager out of petty cash book balance. See, I'll give you a small example to tell you. Suppose $200 is opening balance, $300 is closing balance. The difference between opening balance and closing balance will be taken care as an expense or something like that. The difference between opening balance and closing balance. If so, say this is 100. 200 minus 100, how much has been spent? 100. Similarly, depreciation also, you know that opening balance of, you learned this in contract account. In contract accounts, you learned 500 is opening balance of asset, 400 is closing balance of asset. The difference you used to call the depreciation, no? That point also you are coming. Similarly, when 200 is opening balance, closing is 100, means 100 rupees is the petty expenses incurred. But under impress system, suppose impress system, 500 opening balance, closing balance also 400, because petty cashier has to always maintain 500. Under impress system, petty cashier has to maintain 500. Then in such case, the expenses reimbursed by the head office will be recorded. Suppose expense reimbursed is 200 rupees. The 200 rupees will be debited. This is what I am giving as a note to you. So point number 1, what is that I told you? The petty cash book, the petty expenses paid by the petty expenses paid by the branch manager out of petty cash book balance. I've given already heading the following transaction not to be recorded in the branch account. Under that, the petty expenses paid by the branch manager out of petty cash book balance. There, you write a note. If petty cash book is maintained, under impress system, petty expenses paid by the branch manager will be reimbursed by the head office. In such a case, the expenses reimbursed must. In such a case, the expenses reimbursed must be debited to branch account. Debited to branch account. Okay. However, I've already told you, if petty cash book is not maintained under impress system, if petty cash book is not maintained under impress system, such expenses are to be ignored. Such expenses are to be ignored. Okay, I told you already. If the difference between opening balance and closing balance will be taken care by branch account, just like depreciation. Second point, loss of stock or shortage of stock. Loss of stock or shortage of stock. I've already told you the difference between opening a stock and closing stock may be increase or decrease. That is why which account will be taking into consideration the difference between opening stock and closing stock will supposed to be taken care by shortage of stock. Loss of stock or shortage of stock. Then third point, depreciation of fixed assets. Depreciation of fixed assets. Fourth point, purchase and sale of fixed asset. Because the difference between asset account opening balance and closing balance will be taken care by here I written no, branch opening balance of furniture, closing balance of furniture. The opening balance and closing balance is there, automatically everything will be taken care by that particular branch account. Purchase and sale of fixed assets. Fifth point, items relating to debtors. Items relating to debtors, that is credit sales, comma sales returns, comma goods returned by debtors, comma bad debts, comma discount allowed, do not figure at all. Because when you are having opening balance of debtors, closing balance of debtors account will taken care by this. Thus, items relating debtors, that is credit sales, sales returns, goods returns by debtors, bad debts, discount allowed, do not figure at all. Now, because that particular adjustment will be taken care by debtors, but whenever you are opening debtors account to find out missing information, these items will appear. So I have given you the main important points, ledger, and what are the things which will be having missing information. Now, having said, sometimes maybe this stuff generally you don't find in the material, but I wish to give you the entries also for this method. Whenever you got any doubt, you can refer to that. I think it maybe 10 minutes time I shall be able to finish off this. I don't find that this will waste your time, right? So I think I have given the last class, I have given the briefly the main heading of debtors account, how why you need to prepare debtors account, etc. So now we go for journal entries part. You remember this particular ledger format only. This is very easy. Journal entries for reference. Whenever suddenly you got doubt and what are the item that is not to be taken, any entry which is not affecting branch account need not to be taken, but sometimes you need to pass an entry. For that purpose I am giving you. Okay, note down journal entries. Generally they won't be asking journal entries in the examination. Please remember, we haven't seen any, this is a very lengthy chapter, we haven't seen any problem where in any examination asking you to write journal entries for debtors. Debtors method generally they will be asking you to open branch account only. This entry is only for your reference. First entry, to record opening balance of branch assets. To record opening balance of branch assets. Branch account debtor to branch assets. Brackets individually. To record opening balance of branch assets, Branch account data are to branch assets brackets individually. Second entry. To record opening balance of branch liabilities. To record opening balance of branch liabilities. Branch liabilities account data are brackets individually to branch account. Branch liabilities account data to branch account. Third, when goods are supplied by head office, you can use the short form HO. HO means head office. When goods are supplied by head office to branch, or this is a new point, another branch to branch. I'll first you note down, then I explain. When goods are supplied by head office to branch or another branch to branch. Say I'll tell you. I'm having branch in Hyderabad. My head office is in Mumbai. I'm also having another branch in Warangal. So head office is supposed to send goods due to COVID. I am unable to get a sufficient stock from head office. Whereas Warangal branch is having a lot of stock. Then head office may be advising the Warangal branch to send goods to me. That means now please remember I am receiving branch in Hyderabad. So I may be receiving goods from head office directly from Mumbai, or as per the instruction of the Mumbai head office, I may be receiving goods from whom? Warangal branch. But for me, either Warangal branch is giving or head office giving. I always feel that I am getting goods from head office. Okay. So when goods are supplied by head office to branch or another branch to branch, entries branch account data to goods sent to branch account. Branch account data to goods sent to branch. Next, fourth point. When goods are returned by the branch, or branch customers directly to head office. See, I am head office is sending goods to branch. Branch in turn are sending goods, selling goods to customers. Now, customers sometimes after with the goods which they receive, they may be returning the goods to branch or directly to head office. Two possibilities. If concerned branch is not responding, then branch customers may be directly sending goods to head office. The entry will be same. Reverse the entry, reverse the above entry, come on. Goods sent to branch account data to branch account. Goods sent to branch account data to branch account. Next, fifth. Now, when goods are supplied by a branch to another branch, under instruction of head office. Now, this is something which is different. when goods are supplied by branch to another branch under instruction of head office. See, I got initially goods from head office like Mumbai. Now I am Warangal branch. I am transferring goods as per instruction of head office to Hyderabad. Now with this entry you are writing in the books of Warangal. So for Warangal branch it is as good as goods returned. So the entry will be goods sent to branch account at R to branch account. Goods sent to branch account at R to branch account. Next, sixth one. When goods are supplied by the head office, when goods are supplied by the head office but not received by the branch. See, head office Mumbai send supplied goods to me in Hyderabad, but the goods are not received, means it's like nothing but goods in transit. When goods are supplied by the head office but not received by the branch, entry goods in transit account at R to branch account. Goods in transit account at R to branch account. Next, when the balance in goods sent to branch account is transferred, like goods sent on consignment to trading account, goods sent on consignment to purchase account, you write the same thing. When the balance in goods sent to branch account is transferred, goods sent to branch account at R to purchases, brackets, for trading concerns. Goods sent to branch account at R to purchases for trading concerns. Or to trading account. That means you can either credit purchases or trading to trading account. In case of manufacturing concerns. Okay. In case of manufacturing concerns. Eighth, when the head office meets the branch expenses. When head office meets the branch expenses, entry branch account at R to cash account or bank account. Branch account at R to cash account or bank account. The next one. When remittances are received by the head office from branch, when remittances are received by the head office from branch, oblique branch customers, entry cash or bank account at R2, cash or bank account at R2 branch account. I told you, no, head office branch will be daily remitting. See, evening collections, if in those days you used to have evening banks, or not early in the morning or up to 3 o'clock, whatever the collections they will be getting, by before 4 o'clock bank closes, head office account number will be there, the branch manager will go and deposit, or nowadays through online they are sending it. No, when remittances are sent by the branch, when the remittances are received by the head office from branch or branch customers, sometimes branch customers, when the goods are being sold by a branch to customers on credit, branch customers may be making the payment. So cash or bank account data or to branch account. Cash or bank account data or to branch account. Tenth one. When remittances are sent by the branch. When remittances are sent by the branch, but not received by the head office. When remittances are sent by the branch but not received by the head office. Like head office has sent, nowadays you don't have such kind of problem because online transfer, but only from book entry, from entries point of view I'm telling, it is called as cash in transit. Cash in transit account data or to branch account. Cash in transit account data or to branch account. Cash in transit account data or branch account. 11th one. To record the closing balance of branch assets. To record the closing balance of branch assets. Branch assets account data or to branch account. To record the closing balance of branch assets. To record the closing balance of branch assets. Branch assets account data are brackets individually to branch account. To branch account. 12th one. To record the closing balance of branch liabilities. To record the closing balance of branch liabilities. Branch account data or to branch liabilities. Branch account data or to branch liabilities. Individually. Individually. Then finally, 13th one. To record profit or loss. To record profit or loss. A. Entry for profit. A. Entry for profit. Branch account data or to general P&L account. Branch account data or to general P&L account. To record loss. General P&L account data or to branch account. General P&L account data or to branch account. These entries are without touching invoice price. See, the branch may be sending goods to head office, may be sending goods to branch at cost price, or head office may be sending goods to branch at invoice price. Better to learn the entries for invoice price treatment. If it is cost price, which will not appear, these loading effects will not appear. This loading effect will not appear. So now I'm adding few more points. Note, write a note. When goods are sent to branch at invoice price, the loading effect is to be removed. The loading effect is to be removed in order to calculate the true profit. In order to calculate the true profit, the following adjustment entries are to be passed. The following adjustment entries are to be passed. A. For adjustment of load on opening stock. A. The following adjustment entries are passed. After that, A. For adjustment of load on opening stock. Stock reserve account data to branch account. Stock reserve account data to branch account. Next, B. B. For adjustment of load on goods sent to branch. For adjustment of load on goods sent to branch. Goods sent to branch account data to branch account. Goods sent to branch account data to branch account. C. For adjustment of load on goods returned. For adjustment of load on goods returned. For adjustment of load on goods returned. Branch account data to goods sent to branch. The goods sent to branch, debit side, loading on credit side. Goods returned, credit side, loading on debit side. For adjustment of load on goods returned, branch account data to goods sent to branch. Last one. D. For elimination of load on closing stock. For elimination of load on closing stock. Branch account data to stock reserve account. Branch account data to stock reserve account. So with this, I have completed the entries part. For elimination of load on closing stock, branch account data to stock reserve account. So we work out 4 to 5 problems on this method. Then we can go for stock and debtors. Clear to all of you? Then we can go for final accounts wholesale price method. Then after that we go for independent branches. At last we can go for foreign branches. Okay. Keep on repeating it, revising it. Okay. I hope you all are following this. We'll meet in the next class. Till then, goodbye. Thank you. God bless you all.